So credit score below 725 means that you are going to have a very hard time getting a mortgage. So how do we raise our credit score? I'm here to help. Again, hi, I'm Sarah Hurst with Exit Realty Bitterroot Valley, also homesbyhurst.com. You can go there to that website, check out community events, some blog posts, and some recent tips and tricks in the real estate world that I post about. Also, I have some classes that will help with financial budgeting and raising credit scores and all that stuff. So definitely consider that if this doesn't seem to be working for you. I'm happy to do a one-on-one basis with you. So how do we raise our credit score? So our credit is looked at in several different aspects. So payment history is 35% of it. Credit usage is 30% of it. Age of the credit accounts is 13. Credit mix is 10. And new credit inquiries is 10. So I don't know if that adds up to 100 or not, to be honest. But that's what your credit score is made out of. So the things that you want to really work on is credit utilization. So you want to use 30% of your credit. And so say you have a card that has $1,000 credit limit on it. You want to use $300 of it. So put your gas on it and then pay it off every month. You want to make at least the minimum amount to make sure that you are showing an on-time history. You don't want to have any delinquencies in your credit score. So some things that you want to do is, there's a myth about, should I pay the minimum credit limit to boost my score? That's a myth. No, you need to pay at least the minimum to keep your credit score up, is what the truth is. Another thing that you need to look at is don't do any hard inquiries on your credit if you're looking to go for a mortgage, because it lowers your credit score. I've noticed mine lower like 10%. Or 10 points, 10 points. And so that's a huge hit. That's a huge hit every time you want to inquire about your credit. And you can go to freecreditreport.com. You get an annual, I think it's annualcreditreport.com. You can get your annual credit report, and it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't totally damage your credit either. There are some things that you need to be aware of also, is that your credit history. How far back have you been building credit is a huge thing. If you haven't been building credit for very long, there are some programs out there that are fairly new that can help with this. And one of them is the Experian Boost. It takes things that are not normally reported on your credit and makes it part of your credit report. Another one is Ultra FICO. It takes bank history and puts it on your credit report, so that way it can kind of thicken up that credit history, so that way you look like you actually have been managing your money wisely for a while. Another thing is, a lot of people think, hey, should I pay off this old account that has been on my history for a long time? No, don't. Because as soon as that old account goes off, don't close a credit card that has a zero balance for ever. Don't close that account, because what will happen is it'll remove that credit history, and then you'll end up with a newer looking credit history, and then you won't have that back balance history of showing that you do have this credit card. It shows a zero balance. It doesn't actually accrue interest. So it's been there for 7 years, say, and it looks good. So consider that. Another thing that you can do is consider consolidating your debts. This is huge with student loan companies. So a lot of student loans that are private cannot be consolidated, but there are, when you get federal student loans, you can consolidate them. And so at least they're a lot easier too. So consider that. If you're taking out student loans, don't go through a private company like Wells Fargo, because they are unlikely to consolidate, because they want to build that interest on every single loan that you have instead of taking one interest rate on a big loan. But the federal government will look into that and actually consider consolidating your bills. You'll want to track your your credit as well, because there's a lot of fraud out there nowadays. And so, especially with it being in the digital age, you want to definitely keep track of that. Make sure that there's nothing on there that isn't something that you put on there. That definitely is very, very important. I've actually had that happen to me a couple of times, in where I had to dispute it and then have it removed. So the bottom line, just pay your bills on time, keep 30% of your credit line active, consolidate your debts, and just really keep on top of it. Don't let anything slip between the cracks, and then you should be good. If you need more help about raising your credit score, you can either book a session with me on my website, homesbyhearst.com, or you can talk to your lender. They're also specialized in that. And if you don't have a lender, I have a referral for you. He's great. Anyways, thank you, everybody, and I look forward to talking to you soon. All right, bye.